La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar.
So today we are gonna talk about
rabbits!
They don't like this at all.
Yeah.
So we will set them down very, very soon. But this one right here is Miso. I have him because he is a mama's boy. And that's BB right there. And she is a papa's girl. Alright, so while they munch away, we thought that we would answer some of you guys' most frequently asked question about having rabbits. We are not rabbit experts.
We are not.
Yeah, we are not. This is just from experience. We've had a lot of vet advice, so that's kind of where we learned our information from, and it's just from trial and error.
So before we get into the video, we're just gonna separate them because right now they're cool because there's food to distract them. If there's no food, it becomes a fight.
So you guys always ask us, how do you take care of your rabbits? Something that's very important is, of course, food, because they are hungry monsters. They eat all the time.
All the time.
So this is the pellet that we use. You probably see it in the vlogs all the time. We've tried a lot of brands and we just happen to really like this one by Oxbow. This is the brand that we like. The rabbits love it. As far as pellets go, you just want to make sure that it's a good quality pellet and that the main ingredient is Timothy hay. You don't want it to be alfalfa based because alfalfa can be a little too sugary and sweet for them.
As far as the amount, the back of the bag will let you know how much you should feed your rabbit. A rule of thumb that we like to use is just a little pinch per day. Pellets should be given as a treat and not as their main diet.
So we'll talk a little bit more about hay, but generally for rabbits, you want to give them mainly Western Timothy hay because that's what their digestive system really needs.
So this is the brand that we like to use for hay. This is also by Oxbow.
I feel like the reason why we like Oxbow is because a lot of hays that we've tried, they're very brown in the bag, and you don't want to give your rabbits like the brown hay because it kind of indicates that the hay is old and it's not fresh. You want your hay to be very green, very crunchy, so they get all the nutrition.
Something that I feel like every rabbit owner should know is that they're not like dogs or like any other pets where you take the food away. Rabbits are fully vegetarian. They digest their food as they eat. Hay is one of those things that should always be available to them. It should never be something that they run out of.
Alright, so you guys are probably looking at this here on the table. So these are their vitamins. If you have rabbits and you feed them vitamins, you will know how obsessed they are with this stuff. So these are the few that we like to give them. I guess you can pick your vitamins by seeing how your rabbit is and what you feel like your rabbit needs as far as vitamins go. So we have all three right here. This one is a multivitamin, self-explanatory, multivitamin, got everything in it. And then we also have joint support. You don't want to get joint support for your rabbit if your rabbit is still very young. Joint support is more meant for rabbits who are older and they actually need the joint support. That's why we have joint support for BB only. This one right here is immune support. We just get them this one just so that their immune system is just all nice and good.
If you guys have never heard of vitamins for your rabbit, you might be thinking, does my rabbit really need them? Just from experience, this almost changed BB's life. So before we started feeding BB with these vitamins, she was actually very slow. She was very mellow. She
was like frail.
She liked to sleep a lot.
She just overall seemed really, really old. We got to the point where we thought, oh my god, she's dying. I went on Amazon one day. I was like, oh, there's vitamins for rabbits. Let's just try it. It took about 2 months, I would say, until we saw a huge difference. Now she's so healthy. She's always running around. She just like has this
craziness.
Yeah, like I don't know how to explain it. Like in a very good way. She's a lot more energetic than she was before. And I feel like she jumps more now. I feel like maybe it's a joint support that's helping her because before that she never like could have the energy to jump.
For those of you who have been watching WahlieTV, you guys will know BB used to be all the things that we talked about, but ever since these.
We talked to our vet before about vitamins and she said it's one of those things that it's not a must in their diet, but if it works for you, then go ahead and give it to them. So this is like already our 3rd round of vitamins for them. They get it once a day and it's just been doing really good for them. So we just like to use these vitamins. There's a lot more, so it just depends on what your rabbit needs, but we just feel like these 3 are the things that they really need for them to thrive. We sound professional right now. That's it for the vitamins. I'm moving on to the next topic.
A lot of you guys always ask us in the comments, do rabbits stink? Rabbits themselves do not stink. Nowhere near
stinky
as a dog, I would say. Like after a dog runs and stuff, they start having their oils and they smell.
Like sweat.
You can have your rabbit running all day long in the fields of the Andes and they will not sweat. Oh, actually,
they don't stink.
They won't stink, I can tell you that much. What stinks is their litter box. Ooh, man.
That litter box, girl.
Every time that litter box is full, it'd be making you feel like, ooh, oxygen. Ooh.
So depending on how much your rabbit poops, Miso, for example, his litter box got to be changed daily. He poops a lot and he pees a lot. We took him to the vet before. The vet was just like, hey, some just eat more and drink more. So it really depends on your rabbit. BB, for example, she can go like 2 to 3 days without having to have her litter box changed. So if you're someone that's worried about your house stinking, just whenever you start noticing that the litter box is filling up or you start smelling something, you gotta change that out. And also changing out the litter box is important because if it's dirty, a lot of times I notice they don't want to go in it because they feel so disgusted. It's just like, would you go pee comfortably in a porta potty?
That's filled up.
They're really smart. Whenever the litter box is dirty, that can actually cause them to be discouraged from using the litter box. So you just want to make sure that's clean. Whenever the litter box is dirty, flies can get in it and you really don't want your rabbits like eating the flies or getting worms.
So now we're gonna talk a little bit about our setup that we have for our rabbits.
You guys always ask us about the litter box and our setup has been a lot of trial and error. We've come a really long way and we think that we've got the system 90% of the way.
90%.
We're still trying to perfect it, but so far it's working better than any of the other methods before. For our litter box, this is just the system we have. So we got this little tray from Crate & Barrel. You can go ahead and get like a cat litter pan if you want, but since our rabbits go quite often, we need to get a bigger box. So you know your rabbit best. If your rabbit poops a lot and you're constantly cleaning, then maybe you can go a size up with your litter box. So at the bottom of your box, you want to line it with some litter. For the litter, you want to make sure you're getting paper litter, not anything like the clumping kind, because that kind can be really bad if the rabbit's ingested and it causes respiratory problems. People do say that there is rabbit litter specifically for rabbits, but I have never seen it. Wherever you have seen it, comment it down below because I'm actually super curious. But people say it's basically the same thing as cat litter. So just as long as you get the paper litter that is unscented, it was good.
Also, something else that we want to talk about is how we keep them from stepping on their own poop and pee. So we have come up with this system right here. This is called an egg crate. You can find these at Home Depot or Lowe's or anything like that. You would go to their lighting section and look for these egg crates. You want to get the plastic ones that are very easily broken and then measure it with your litter box. Take a set of pliers, go through every single one and break them off according to the size of your litter box. And you can just set this on top of the litter so that they don't step on their poop. But a system that we found perfect is to actually raise this away from the litter so that there's some space underneath for the poop to go through without them stepping on it.
We've posted a few pictures on Instagram before and a lot of people say you shouldn't have these because it hurts the rabbit's foot. If you guys don't know, do not ever put your rabbits in a crate where there's just like no cushion at the bottom. So the reason why we use this for the litter box is because they don't sleep in the litter box. This is just so they stay clean. So it's not really damaging to their foot because they're not always on this.
Now we're gonna cut into the litter box and how we do our setup. Alright, onto the setup for the raised litter box. Here's the egg crate, so you basically pull it up. So basically what I did right here is that I put a washer in this screw right here, put it through this side. So you would flip it over, put another washer, and then you would put this lug nut on. This is a lug nut, okay, whatever this thing is called. You put this thing on and basically tighten it. So for this specific setup, you will need 5 of these, 1 in each corner, and also, most importantly, the one in the middle. Why is that? Because if you just have the ones on the side, your rabbit might be a little heavy, or maybe when they jump into the litter box, it might crack the egg crate, so make sure that you have the one in the middle so when they step on it, it doesn't fall down. So as you guys can see right here, this one is really beat up. When this happens, what you want to do is either switch it out or you can clean it. Best thing to do is grab some vinegar in a little bottle like this and then you spray it down. Let it sit for quite a few minutes or even half an hour if anything. If you don't have the patience, you can always take it out, switch it. You just want to go ahead, grab a paper towel and just scrub it. Another thing that I feel like is really important for you rabbit owners to know is that never clean anything for your rabbits with household cleaners because there's a lot of chemicals obviously and you don't want them exposed to that kind of stuff. So instead what you do want to use is a mixture of half vinegar and half water. You want to dilute the vinegar because it is kind of strong. You don't want it to be overly strong to their nose. This is just really nice because you can probably find some vinegar somewhere around your house and it's also really cheap.
Okay, so there's obviously a lot more about rabbits. Like I can go on and on. But in this video, we just wanted to answer the most frequently asked questions, and hopefully that was helpful. If you guys have any information that you want to know like immediately, there's this YouTube channel that I used to watch, and they give you so much information. Like they even teach you how to take the temperature of a rabbit, which I did when I thought BB had a fever. I will leave the channel down below if you guys want to check it out.
Alright, that's it for this video. If you guys have any other questions, please leave it on the comments down below so that we can answer it on the next funny Q&A. Why are my hands like this? This is very awkward. I look like I'm holding maracas. La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar. Porque le falta. Something.
I don't even know this song. I don't know what to expect next. Be sure to subscribe to our channel because we will be posting every day of this month and next month. So basically until the end of the year. So be sure to subscribe to our channel so you get notified whenever we post. Yeah, I hope you guys like this video. It's not a very like Wah and I thing where we sit down and like talk, but you know, we try to be professional. So let us know what you think.
What a fail, look at all this. Crazy rabbit, do not resist. Oh, do not run away.
Hey, you have a lighter.
I got you.
When my ex cheated on me, I never told this story. I think it's an enema. Oh, the enema. Actually, I think you're right. You're right.
She's picking her nose.
I know.